Let's begin in a kneeling position, gathering any props that you need to be comfortable. Kneeling is such a good position to keep the knees and thighs flexible. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness to the pelvis. And find the pelvis in a neutral position and a quality of uprightness in the spine. Soften in the heart and neck area. Find a softness within the face. And then as you're ready, open your eyes, interlock the palms, and stretch the palms upward. Relax the palms to the crown of the head, and as you inhale, stretch the arms upward towards the sky. Relax the palms to the crown of the head, and one more time, stretching the palms and arms upward. Stretching the spine and stretching the arms. Relax the arms and let's find a comfortable squatting position. You can see that I'm using props to help me sit in a squat comfortably. You can rest the arms on the knees and settle into your hips and into your squat. Tuning into the slow, calm breath. And giving time to really open up in our hips and pelvis. And then we're going to lift our pelvis up to the sky, coming into a forward fold. Relaxing the head and shoulders. And then coming back down into a squat. And we'll alternate between these two positions. Forward fold and a low squat. Moving at your own pace and finding your own rhythm. And next we'll stay in our standing forward fold and roll up into standing. Next we'll step into a wide stance for a standing squat, bending the knees, lowering the pelvis, and moving into and out of a wide squat on the exhale of breath, warming up the legs and thighs. And staying attuned to your breath as we now come into the squat and add the arms. Noticing the warming quality as we generate heat within the legs. And remember, if you need to come out of any position earlier, you always can. So now let's come up into standing and widen our stance, placing hands on the hips for a wide forward fold. folding forward, releasing the hands to the ground, relaxing the head and neck, breathing into the inner thighs and lower back. Let's walk our hands towards the right foot and bring the left knee down as we come into a low lunge. And if you'd like, bringing both hands to rest on the knee and bringing the torso upright. Slow breath, steady body. Coming back down into our lunge, walking our hands into center in a wide forward fold. Taking a few breaths in our wide forward fold. And now coming to the other side, towards the left with the right knee down in a low lunge position. And as you're ready, you can bring your hands to the knee, bringing the torso upright. Steady eye gaze, slow and steady breath. Bringing the hands down, and let's walk it back into center. And now we'll bring our feet until they're hip width apart and slowly roll up into standing. And once we come up into standing, reaching the arms above the crown of the head, interlocking the fingers, first finger and thumb together as we bend to the left. Coming into a side bend, stretching the side body, the rib cage and the armpit. Coming back to center and bending to the other side. Breathing into the side body and coming back into center. Relax the arms. Stepping the feet wide apart for a wide squat. Coming out of our squat and back into our squat. Again, warming up the legs before we come into the squat as a pose. Adding the arms. Feeling the strength in the legs and a steadiness in our breath. Reaching the hands outward, coming back into standing, widening our feet, hands on the hips, and folding into a wide forward fold. Releasing the head and neck, settling into our breath. And walking it over to the right foot, coming into our lunge. And this time, if you'd like, you can reach the palms together above the crown. Interlocking the fingers and first finger and thumb together. Bring the hands down. And now we'll lift the back leg in a standing balance. Maybe you'll be able to bring your fingers off the ground into prayer position in front of the heart. or maybe you'll keep your fingers on the ground. Bring your back leg and knee down, back into a lunge. Let's walk it back into center. Release the head and neck. And walk towards the left foot, bringing the right knee down. And if you'd like, reaching the arms above the crown, interlocking fingers, first finger and thumb together. Steady breathing, steady legs. Bringing the hands down and moving into our standing balance. Hands come down, the back leg and knee comes down, back into our lunge, and then we walk it back into a wide forward bend, walking the feet together and rolling up into standing. And just like we did before, reaching the arms above the head, bending to the left, coming into a side bend. Coming back into center and bending to the other side. And coming back into center and releasing the arms. We'll move through this sequence one more time, starting with goddess pose, a wide squat, coming directly into the pose with the arms, feeling the strength in your legs, steadiness in your eye gaze and in your breath. Coming out of our goddess pose and into a wide forward fold. Hands on the hips as you bend forward. Walking our hands over to the right foot, coming into a lunge. And this time we'll bring both hands to the inside of the right foot. Sinking deep into a lunge and opening and stretching the hip flexor. If your hands don't reach the ground, you can use a prop or come onto the fists. We'll come back into center and to the other side of a low lunge, both hands on the inside of your left foot. Again, there's always an option to use props or to use your fists instead of the palm of your hand. Then we'll walk it back into center, bring the feet to hip width apart. Release the head and neck and slowly roll up into standing. Reaching the arms above the head. And one last time, bending to the left. coming back to center and bending to the right. Coming back to center and relaxing your arms. Let's roll our shoulders up, back and down, releasing tension in the upper back, moving in both directions. And then let's interlock our hands and make a circle, a circular movement to loosen a little more in the upper back and in the neck area. Moving in both directions. And then relax. Let's come down into a supported squat using whatever props you need underneath of the tailbone and possibly underneath of the heels. Arms resting on the knees as you settle into the hips, the hip joint, widening across your back. Slow and steady breath. We'll come out of our squat and extend our right leg, bringing our left heel in towards the perineum, sitting nice and tall with the spine. And on the exhale of the breath, leaning forward. You can rest your hands beside the leg, or you can reach towards the toes and feet. Breathing into the hamstrings and the back area. And maintaining that attunement to your breath. Rolling up into center, extending our left leg, right heel close to the perineum, nice and tall with the spine. And on the exhale, leaning forward, reaching towards your toe or foot, or resting the hands beside your left leg. Aware of breath. Slowly rolling up into center, and now wide forward fold. You'll notice I'm using a prop to help me as I hinge forward, breathing into the inner thighs and low back. Slowly rolling up into seated. Coming into a comfortable seated position. And we'll come into a side bend, bringing your right arm up to the sky and leaning over to the left. You can rest your left elbow on a prop or on the floor as you breathe into the rib cage and the armpit area. Coming into center and to the other side, left arm reaches up to the sky, and we lean and reach over to the right. Focusing and directing our breath into the right side of the body, rib cage and armpit. Coming back into center. And let's settle into a comfortable position so that we can bring our awareness and attention inward to the heart space. Breathing into the heart, feeling a softness and openness at the center of the chest. And imagining that our heart is receiving the light of the sun. Breathing into and out of the heart space. Heart receiving the light of the sun. Then bring your palms together, opening your eyes, and dedicating your practice for the well-being of all. Namaste.